xây tương thân tình trong đạo Phật, tùy khác màu nhưng một tôn sư. Hôm nay đây cùng nhau họp mặt, quyết noi theo đường Phật giáo Hoàng Dương.
Dạ, Nam mô Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Dạ, con là Đại Đức Ấn Minh. Con xin cung kính chào chư tôn đức giáo phẩm, chư tôn đức tăng ni và quý Phật tử tối hôm nay. Hôm nay con có duyên sự rất là lớn để chia sẻ Phật pháp bằng tiếng Anh chung với sư chú Ấn Tri. Chú là cũng sư Di tại chùa Diệu Pháp và cũng là sư đệ của con. So hi everybody. We're here again to share the Dharma in English. I'm here with my younger Dharma brother Ấn Tri. And Ấn Tri, you want to start by asking the next question?
Yeah, sure. So last time we were talking about reinforcing positive thoughts, and you said for one of the ways to have positive thoughts is to practice generosity or giving. So from my understanding is if you give something, then you would always have that kind of positive thing or try to give what you can so that you can have a positive thought behind it.
Yeah.
And so if one practices generosity for so long, what's the next step into that whole thing altogether? After generosity, then what comes next into our life of trying to accrue positive thoughts in our lives?
Okay. Well, there are many ways that we can approach about this. But let's just go with the 6 paramitas. I mentioned before that greed is a complete opposite of generosity. In order for us to practice generosity, by doing so, we eliminate the greed aspect from our mind. Now, I said before, we're in this world because of greed, anger, and ignorance. So, what is the opposite of anger?
The opposite of anger, I would say the opposite of anger is being peaceful. And from being peaceful is kind of being patient in a situation.
Patient. Patient here is the key word. To practice patience is to eliminate anger from the mind. This is paint a scenario. Someone says something bad about you. You hear that person say something bad. How would someone react if someone were to say something bad to them and that person did not understand the Dharma?
If that person didn't understand the Dharma, they would for sure want to react and say something bad, or they would, if it's something really bad, they would want to actually be physically violent against them.
Exactly. And we can see that in all aspects of in the news. If we were to turn on Facebook or any of the social medias, we can see there's a lot of angers in the world. And anger stems from ignorance. And so a lot of time people react negatively is because whatever someone said to them, it offended their ego or it offended their self. And their self, they protect it at all costs. And when they hear something bad, they react negatively. Now, if you were to practice patience, practicing patience gives you the ability to pause. And that ability to pause, even though it was just for a couple seconds or even a minute, it gives you all the power in the world. Because at that moment, you're not being influenced by the negative emotion from the outside. It's at that moment you have full control of what's on the inside. That's the ability to practice patience. And once you do that, anger has no control over you. It has no grip over you. And when you practice patience at that moment in time, you are controlling anger. See, and patience is one of the paramitas. It's the opposite of anger, right? And so when we understand that, it helps us understand what we have to do in that moment in time to put into motion the laws of cause and effect in a positive way. We always have to understand, whether we want to or not, the laws of cause and effect will work. It's working right now. It either works for you or work against you. So we have to understand, however we react or however we respond, we have to consider the laws of cause and effect. That's why it is not the smartest thing to do to react negatively when someone says something bad. Understand this. When someone says something bad to you, it is not what they say to you. When someone says something bad to you, it's how they're feeling inside their own mind. People treat you based on how they feel about themselves. Someone cannot say good things or nice things if they themselves don't feel positive. You have to understand that, right? When someone says something genuinely nice or just happy, that means from the inside out, that person is happy. They're positive. Therefore, when they say something nice, or when they do something nice, it comes from their own heart and from their own mind. However, if someone is negative, it's very difficult for that person to say positive things. People only treat you based on how they feel about themselves. So if someone's waking up and they feel very negative, do not expect any positive things from them. Because that's how they are as a person. Right? Have you ever met someone so negative that being around them, you get a headache?
Yeah, he's calling. They give you bad vibes.
Yeah, they give you bad vibes. It's because the energy that they put out is negative. Right? And so the words they say or the thoughts that they have or the actions that they do all coincide with the energy that they vibrate out. On the other hand, have you ever been with someone or be around someone who's so positive, just being around them makes you feel happy?
Yeah.
Right? And that's because of the energy or the vibe that they put out. And the energy and vibe that they put out coincide with the thoughts they have, the words they say, and the actions that they do. The thoughts they have, the words they say, and the actions they do leads to the habit that they form. The habits that they form creates the lifestyle that they live. The lifestyle that they live defines the character of who they are. Your character is based on the thoughts that you have consistently applied at every single moment to crystallize into a habit, therefore becoming your lifestyle and defining who you are as a character.
Okay.
Therefore, if you want to get rid of anger, it's very important that we always practice patience. And one of the ways to practice patience is to practice the pause. And practice the pause, you can either, one, observe the breath in and out, being aware of the breath at every single moment. Or two, you can chant the Buddha's name. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha, Namo Amita Buddha, Namo Airafak, Namo Bomsaritika Morifak. It doesn't matter. Any of the Buddha's name, you can use that as a method to always be in control of your own thoughts, be in control of the words you say, and be in control of the actions that you do. By doing so, it helps you always be in control at every single moment. And if you're in control at every single moment, what happens? You are applying the laws of cause and effect.
In your favor.
In your favor. You're always, it's always in your favor. But here's the thing. When you have positive thoughts and positive speech and positive action, right? It leads to a positive habit. Positive habits becomes a positive lifestyle. And a positive lifestyle defines your positive character. Okay. Now, why is it important to train your mind and therefore train your body to become positive? Because at that point when it becomes second nature, something happens. You don't blindly react anymore, but you automatically respond positively. You get it?
I see.
When someone says something bad, you don't blindly react to the negative anymore, but you respond in the positive. It becomes second nature.
I see.
And so whatever happens, you don't have to think anymore. It's not conscious, but it's subconscious. And the subconscious is what helps you bring all the positive things into your life. Now that you've rewired your mind, but you've also trained your body to always respond positively, And therefore, whatever happens to you, you're always going to respond positively. And because you respond positively, you attract positive things into your life. And so, unfortunately, we don't have much time, but let's go with the commercial break, and we will continue after the commercial breaks. Thank you very much.
世tương thân tình trong đạo Phật tùy khác màu nhưng một